Guys, welcome back to a new video on this channel. So in today's video, guys, I am going to be reviewing the brand new unreleased 1967 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. So I think this is actually the first classic car I've ever reviewed on this channel, so it's pretty cool. And I think it's also the first Rolls-Royce that I've reviewed as well. And this thing actually has some pretty cool details to it. So as you guys can see right here, we do actually have the classic Rolls-Royce hood emblem, which little Easter egg, it's actually the creator of the game Hunter, and it's sort of based off his avatar. And then of course you just have the normal logo down here as well. Also another cool thing is that this does actually have the collector's plate on it because it is a classic vehicle and it will be sold under the classic vehicle game pass. Also something that I found interesting is that it actually has only one side mirror. So as you guys can see, you have one on this side, but then on the other side there's actually nothing there. Also one of the trims here is actually a limousine as well, which is definitely something that a lot of you guys are probably going to like, because I mean it's not like a sort of insane looking limousine like the crazy long ones which just look stupid to drive. Like this is actually legitimately something that I could imagine people driving. But yeah, so as I said earlier, this will actually be a classic Game Pass vehicle. And just to go through some of the prices of the different trims here, the SWB trim, which is this dark blue one right here, will actually cost $20,350, and the SWB two-tone will cost $22,358. The LWB trim will cost $24,894, and the limo trim will cost $35,675. So as you guys can probably tell, it is actually a relatively cheap vehicle, despite it being a Rolls-Royce, which I'm assuming a lot of you guys will probably be happy about, since as of right now, pretty much all of the Rolls-Royces in the game do cost a lot of money. And I mean, some people actually prefer to drive around in classic Rolls-Royces, so this could actually be a very big upside to some of you guys. Anyways, now let's get to testing the vehicle. So here we have the headlights and tail lights, as you guys can see. So unfortunately, there's no 3D headlights or tail lights on this model. However, despite that, they still actually do look really good. Also, the brake lights here also look really nice. And then the blinker test right here, very, very bright. And yeah, really, really nice looking. Alright, and then we got a startup test right here. So yeah, very, very nice. Sounds exactly like pretty much any other classic car. So yeah, really nice to see that. And then let's do a rev test. So yeah, pretty basic rev to be honest, but I mean, it's still pretty good. Keep in mind as well, anything can change on this vehicle since it's not actually come out into the game yet, so things are definitely still prone to change when it does release. And then here we have a horn test. Okay, that's actually really interesting. That's more of like a classic type of horn. Definitely are different to most of the horns that I've reviewed on other cars in the past, so actually pretty cool. Alright, and then on the SWB two-tone right here, let's do a startup test. So yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. And then let's do blinker test. Again, really, really nice. I also just noticed that we do have the blinkers on the side of the vehicle as well. Then let's do a horn test. So yeah, once again, the exact same as the other vehicle. And then a rev test. And the brake lights are virtually the exact same as well. Now on the SWB trim, let's do the startup. Blinkers. Headlights and tail lights. Brake lights. Rev test, and horn. And then for the final trim here, which is the limo, let's do a startup test. Blinkers, headlights and tail lights, and then also brake lights, horn test, and rev test. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff there. Now, I'm going to move on to the driving section, and I will be driving around all of these cars. However, I won't be doing 0 to 60 tests for every single trim, since they do all virtually have the exact same performance. However, I will still be driving all of them around. Alright, so for the first one here, we're driving around the LWB trim. Now, I will say, even though this thing is very, very cheap in game, it still feels a lot more expensive than it actually is, which is definitely a plus for me at least. And especially for some of you guys who don't have as much money in game, possibly, this could definitely be a huge upside. But yeah, so far driving actually does seem very, very smooth. Obviously, since this is more of like a classic slash luxury vehicle, it's not like crazy fast or anything. But I mean, it's definitely not super slow either. And it's probably definitely one of the better classic cars in Greenville as well, which is really nice. But yeah, so I mean, overall handling is actually really good. It can be a bit slow at times, however, for the most part, it's actually pretty solid, and you shouldn't really have any issues with it. Alright guys, now I'm going to do the 0 to 60 test. Once again, the performance on all of these trims are pretty much, if not the exact same, so that's why I'm only going to be doing one 0 to 60 test and top speed test. But yeah, anyways, let's get straight into it in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, not the best startup there, but pretty decent to say the least. And now we're at 60. Okay, That's actually not too bad, to be honest, considering how old this car actually is. And then going up to top speed here, We're slowly climbing up there, and it maxes out at 123 miles per hour. So honestly not terrible, to be honest. When it came to the top speed, I honestly expected slightly worse, so I'm pretty surprised with that. And then once I get to top speed again, I'm gonna do a quick brake test as well, just to see how good this thing is at braking when it's going really fast. So let's get up to top speed here again, and then I'm just gonna absolutely like slam on these brakes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I mean, there's a slight chance that you could get into a minor fender bender, but not too bad. As long as you're relatively skilled at driving, then you should be good to go. But then again, at the same time, I don't think really most people are going to be going max speed all the time in a vehicle like this. So, alright guys, now I'm going to be driving around in the SWB two-tone. So yeah, really interesting color scheme with this Rolls-Royce actually. I feel like this one's probably more reminiscent of the newer Rolls-Royces with the two-tone sort of design. So yeah, this is going to definitely be a plus to a lot of people who like that sort of iconic design. But yeah, like, I mean, I can definitely see a lot of people using this as sort of like a semi-luxury car, I guess, in role plays and stuff. But yeah, like, it's actually a super nice looking car, especially considering it's such cheap price as well. And I mean, also for those of you guys who don't have a lot of money in this game, this could definitely be a pretty desirable car for a lot of you, since it's a cheap car, but it looks more expensive than it actually is. Well, I just crashed it, so yeah. Alright guys, and now I'm driving the SWB trim, so this is literally the exact same as the last trim, just that it doesn't have a two-tone paint on it, which could also be a big upside to a lot of you guys, since I know for a fact that even though there is a lot of people who like two-tone paints, some other people definitely don't. But yeah, once again, really nice looking. And I mean, me myself at least, I'm definitely going to buy this thing because it's honestly really sick. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about this in the comments below, and tell me if you guys are going to buy this vehicle. And also just doing a quick off-roading test right here. It's honestly not doing too bad on the grass here. I'm definitely interested to see how this thing handles though in the rain, when the rain update comes out, since apparently the rain is actually meant to make your car slip and slide on the road a bit more. Also, I'm just now seeing this when the car gets dirty, but it almost looks like the rear window is actually slightly scratched, like there's little scuff marks there. I don't think that's intentionally put there, but it's kind of like a nice unintentional detail, if anything. Kind of makes it show its age a bit more, which is kind of cool. Alright, and now I'm driving my personal favorite trim, which is the limousine trim. By the looks of it at least, it looks like this thing probably has around 6 seats, which for a limousine isn't actually that much. But then again, this is more like of a subtle limousine, I guess, which personally I do actually like a lot more, since this is something that I would more or less realistically drive, if anything. And plus, I mean, it's a Rolls-Royce limousine, you can't really go wrong with that. Yes, it's not that much longer than the other trims, but I mean, I'm guessing it will probably be a bit harder to maneuver around corners just because of its extra length. But I mean, overall, it actually seems to be doing a decent job. And yeah, I can also definitely see this being used for a lot of roleplays. I don't really see as much people using limousines anymore, to be honest, like they used to when they first came out. But I mean, hopefully this will cause people to start using it more, because this is actually probably one of the nicer limousines I've seen in Greenville so far. Also, another thing that you might notice is that this does also have two-tone paint on it as well, similar to the SWB two-tone, so I'm interested to see how that will work on this trim. Unfortunately, this is the only limousine trim from my knowledge, so sadly there's not a non-two-tone option, but I mean, I honestly don't really mind it on this trim. It looks quite nice. But yeah, anyways guys, that's gonna pretty much be it for the car review today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Tell me what your guys' opinions on this vehicle are in the comments below as well. I'll definitely be buying this thing myself, since in my opinion it's definitely one of the nicer classic cars in the game. And also it is super cheap as well, so it's not going to take a huge hit out of my bank. But yeah, anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.